Hey, I'm Steve Diggs. Welcome back to Insights. Great content at the speed of light. In today's lightning round, I want to talk with you a little bit about your money. This is the time when we're going to look at some things that I think are very, very important. And I'm going to suggest that if we're going to get ahead, we have got to learn the importance of thrift. You can always outspend what you earn. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're earning $50,000, $100,000, or $500,000 or $5 million a year. You can always outspend that if you do not learn the importance of thrift. I go back to the 1960s when I think about this. My father was truly a man of the 1960s. He owned a very successful insurance company. I still picture him wearing a white shirt, a tie, a gray suit, and usually a hat. And I can still remember being with my father when he would get out of the car and the two of us would begin to walk across a parking lot. Dad would look down and spy a penny that somebody had dropped. And very slowly, very deliberately, he would bend down, pick up that penny, put it in his pocket, and go on. Now, I suspect that my father realized that he didn't really need that penny to get by on. He was doing fine. But I suspect that he did that to remind himself and a young son the importance of thrift, the importance of appreciating what we have. If we don't have that kind of attitude, that attitude of gratitude, then we're going to waste things that we have to the point that we're going to be, in many cases, really hurting. But to do this, we have got to depart from what I call herd think. That's doing everything the way all of our friends do. Our friends like to spend money to impress people. They like to spend money that they don't need, to be overly self-indulgent, to buy stuff that really costs more than it's worth. We don't need to be this way. Well, what does this mean and how does it play out? Well, maybe what we need to start doing is some things very, very differently. For instance, why don't we refill bottles of water? When you run out of water in that bottle that you're drinking, why not go to the tap and fill it up? In most cases, that's totally safe. I've done that thousands of times, saved a lot of money. How about reusing cups? One of the things that I like to do when I'm here in town in Nashville and I'm off the road, I like to, as I drive into work and I pass an Exxon station, I like to stop and go in and get one of those fountain drinks, one of those super duper hippy dippy daddy bopper sized fountain drinks. I love that. I like Diet Coke. But what I learned is this: if I go in and I pull out a cup and I fill it up, they're going to charge me about $2. However, if I maintain that cup and bring it back the next day or the next day or the next day, they're going to charge me closer to $1. It makes sense to do things differently. No, none of these single things are going to make us rich, but they begin to change our attitude and the way we approach things. Why don't we cut coupons? I know women who routinely get together and cut coupons, and I hear all of these stories of people I know who will go in and spend $100, $150 at a grocery store, and they'll use their coupons and they'll come out spending $10 or $20. It's amazing what we can do if we want to. How about next to new stores? Listen to me, there is nothing wrong with buying clothes at a next to new store, especially if it's for your kids. Those little nuts are going to wear it out before they grow out of it anyways. So why don't we use next to new stores? There's one in Florida that Bonnie and I like to stop at near Boca Raton. Last time we went in there, Bonnie went in, she found herself a $500 pair of Armani slacks for about $15. Makes a lot of sense. And lastly, what about our cars? This is one of the big money pits in many of our lives. We buy cars to impress people that we don't know with money that we don't have. It's not a wise way to do things. Why don't we buy cars for one simple purpose, to get us from point A to point B? It changes the way we think, the way we do life. Think about these things. I'm Steve Diggs. This has been Insights, great content at the speed of light. See you next time.